Welcome to Every LA Talks with Los Angeles real estate agent Matthias Baker Mazzucci.
All right, let's talk about how to run the numbers before you sell. Now, Ashley, selling real estate, even if you're selling an investment property, it's an emotional. I'm not saying it's always like that, but I've definitely run into people who own apartment buildings for a really long time. They know the tenants, maybe they rented to somebody in the family, and it's very difficult for them to let it go. But if you're an investor, you have to run the numbers, right?
Yes, with investment properties, while there are emotions, what we really want to look at is the investment property performing? The whole point of, or most of the time, the point of these investment properties is to help investors build wealth. So you need to look at the numbers and ask yourself, is this property performing or could you do better?
Exactly. So you should run the numbers and know things like return on equity before you even think about selling. Now, let me give you an example. Let's say you bought a property like 10 years ago for $500,000 and it's giving you $50,000. That's great. That's 10%. You're thinking, oh my God, I'm making 10%. I got nothing to complain. But today that property may be worth $1 million. In fact, chances are it's worth $1 million. And if you're still getting $50,000, that means you're 5% now. So that's very important. People don't realize that. They only think about, well, I only paid this much for the property, which means that if I'm getting this much appreciation in LA is something that you have to keep into consideration when you're running the numbers. So it's very important.
Yes, I would say for anyone who bought their properties, let's say before 2018, you are probably earning far less than what you should be on your real estate.
I like that you nailed 2018. You're like, I know. When you bought your property, if you bought it before that time, you're in trouble. So that's very good. So remember, it's not just about selling, it's about upgrading your portfolio. You have to look at the bigger picture.
Exactly.
I have more information about this. If you want to see whether your property is performing or not, please reach out and we'll be glad to help. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.
Thank you for watching. To find out more, visit everyla.com.